Spain shoots in the air. Spain has no goal. It is our lifelong cross, and solving it seems to cost as much as changing the country's production model. Tourism is our muscle and so is the tic-tac-toe. So there's no choice but to keep looking for ways to solve these games where the rival closes and the ball chokes you. Against Ukraine, this happened again. Even the combination of Adama, Traore and Ansu Fati in the starting line failed to find the goal. Even with these wings, we could not fly in a night that ended in defeat and could have been worse if Germany had not stumbled at the same time against Switzerland. On the eve of the match against Switzerland, Luis Enrique was asked if Ansu and Adama could meet on the pitch. Of course they can play together, like everyone else on this team. The problem is that they can only play at 11. There are no incompatible players, they can play together, the coach said. It was only a matter of time before the two players, probably the most mobile of the national team so far in the League of Nations, shared the attack. Yesterday they did it at the beginning with Rodrigo as the common thread, this 9 which is not exactly a new but a striker who offers the best of himself by falling into the group, looking for places. The experiment worked at the first sign of change. In his first ball, Adama did not hesitate to face Sobol, who was forced to grab the ball. Lack of book. A long night seemed to be looming for Bruges left back, as she did. But it's not just on its wings that La Roja transforms. The team proposed only one change in the defensive zone from the match played in Valdebebas against Switzerland, Reguilon by Gaya, but 4 changes in the midfield up, Rodri, Canales, Adama, and Rodrigo. Spain was the only one to touch the ball in the first 2 minutes without Ukraine coming out of the way, with the sole intention of closing the spaces behind. This is the tactic to which Shevchenko's students were credited, forced to align in 11 of a kind of circumstances before the scourge of losses. It was difficult for the national team to open the box and it was not until the 11th minute that they had their first opportunity on a header from Rodrigo that cleared well for Bushkin corner. It was celebrated in style by the fans, who were probably afraid of the performance of the goalkeeper, who had just conceded 9 goals in the last 2 games against France, 7-1, and Germany, 1-2. Bakhtian replaced the veteran Pyatov, the goalkeeper of Shakhtar Donetsk, while the other big absence of the Ukrainian team was that of Malinovsky, suspended for carrying cards, whose importance highlighted the statistics. Until yesterday, he led the chapters of goals, assists, and fouls in all 3 matches of the League of Nations of his team. Almost nothing. De Gea was just one spectator among many, while Marino, who seems to have earned Luis Enrique's trust as an interior man, was Rodri's best partner. Above, Adama and Ansu were trying to take advantage of his speed on the flanks, but one was struggling more than the other. The Wolverhampton player did not hesitate to head to the rival defender, to widen the field to the maximum, while the Azulgrana preferred to fall inland. What surprised him was that he was chosen to take turns or mistakes. In every strategy move, the boot that armed everything was Ansu's. Kroos style. Sergio Ramos called for the development of the game to be done with serenity, aware of the proximity of the Ukrainian defense. The man from Canis was again in the starting lineup, as no one would say, and with that he reached 175 caps, leaving him 1 game short of Buffon's record as the most successful European player to have played for his country. Ramos and Navas had a special evening returning to the pitch where they were so happy in 2012 when they won the European Championship with this 4-0 win over Italy to coach. Busquets, the other hero of this tournament who is still with the national team, had to look from the bench what would have been his 120th game with the Roja. Ukraine did not worry, except for a long ball in which Yaremchuk ran, but De Gea decided to anticipate and get out of the zone to ward off the danger.